Hi, my name is Miranda. If you've been sitting at a desk for a while and you know you need to stand up, to stretch and to move, this is the video for you. You don't even need a mat, but if you have got a mat, it would be nice to use. If you feel like taking your shoes off, it would be good, but again, don't feel you have to. So we're going to start off, feet hip distance apart, arms by your sides. When you're ready to, inhale, rotate your upper arms out. Notice how that takes the shoulders back and down. Exhale, let your arms come back in. Inhale, rotate your upper arms out again. Feel those shoulders engaging. Exhale, back in. And a few more times. As you do that too, feel the openness in the front of the chest. It's such a lovely exercise to stop us from slumping, which is very hard not to do when we sit at a desk. The next time you rotate out, take your arms up. And when you're ready to exhale, take your arms over to the left. Inhale, take your left arm down. And exhale, reach and stretch. Inhale to take your arms back up again. Exhale over to the other side. Inhale, right arm down. Exhale, reach and stretch. Inhale, come back up again to do the same thing again. Exhaling over to the left. Inhale, left arm down. Exhale, reach and stretch. Inhale to come back up. And exhale over. Inhale, right arm down. And exhale, reach and stretch. Inhale again to come back up. And exhale, take your arms back down. Again, inhale, rotate your upper arms out. Take them up, but this time lift your breastbone and come into a little bit of a back bend. After all that forward bending and slumping, it's great. Exhale, take your arms back down. Inhale, rotate your arms, take them up. Lift your breastbone. Exhale, take them back down. We're going to come into a forward bend next time. So inhale, rotate your arms, take them up. Lift your breastbone. Exhale, bend your legs. Bend your legs lots. Chest onto your thighs, hands to the floor, and then straighten your legs just as much as they straighten. They might not go straight. Bend your legs again. Inhale, come back up. Again, lift your breastbone into a little bit of a back bend. Exhale, bend your legs. Chest onto your thighs, hands to the floor, and again straighten the legs just as much as they straighten, but they may not go straight. Bend your knees again. Inhale, come up. Lift your breastbone again. Lift up, reach. Exhale again. Bend your legs. Chest onto your thighs, hands to the floor, then straighten your legs as much as they straighten. It's about the stretch. Bend your knees again. And again, straighten them just as much as they straighten. And keep going, just softening the knees and then coming into the stretch. So you may have very bent legs. You may be somebody who's more flexible and able to get the legs straight. It's just about stretching these muscles that have got very tight from lots of sitting. Stretching those muscles at the back. And then the next time you straighten your legs as much as you straighten them, keep them there and think about lifting your tail. You don't want to be rounding your back here. Lift your tail as much as you can lift it. Think about your back being as long as you can possibly have it. And breathe deeply. Breathing through the nose. Draw your breath down into your belly. And exhale fully. So long deep breaths down into the belly. Feel the breath filling up. And a complete exhale. Then bend your knees again. Inhale, come up. Reach up and stretch. And exhale to prayer. Then take your hands behind your back. Clasp your hands together behind your back. And then take your hands over to the left. And then take your head over to the left. So we're going to come to a place where you should feel a nice stretch in the side of the neck. So just come to where you feel a good stretch there. Maybe close your eyes and observe. So by taking the hands over to the left, we're just encouraging the shoulder to be down so we can really access those muscles here. It should feel good. Just come to where it feels good. And you may feel, actually it's nice just to tip the head down a little bit too. So you're still taking it over the left, but just a little bit down. But if that doesn't feel so good, go back to where you were. Again, breathing deeply. And stretching these muscles can really help with all the stress of being at a desk and working. Muscles that can get very tight when we get stressed on the telephone. Take the head back up again and take your arms over to the other side. Again, take your head over to that side. So head and hands go to the same side. So again, you should be feeling a good stretch along the left side of your neck this time. So again, just observe. Breathing deeply with your eyes closed, maybe. Breathing through your nose. Breathing through the nose is a much healthier breath. It's a much calmer breath too. Again, you may feel it feels good to tip your head forwards a little bit, but still over to the right. So again, just observe that. And come back up to center. Hands to the middle. I'm going to turn just so you can see me better. Hands to the middle. Take your hands down towards the floor and then take your arms away and up. You should feel a lovely stretch in the front of the chest. Breathe deeply here. Just taking a moment to observe how that feels to breathe deeply here. We spend a lot of our time with our arms in front of us on the computer, driving, so many things we have our arms in front. So it is great to take our arms behind us, to stretch out the muscles in the front of the shoulders, in front of the chest. So breathe deeply. Then we're going to come into a forward bend here. So inhale, maybe take those arms up a little higher. Exhale, bend your legs, chest onto your thighs, then straighten your legs just as much as they straighten. Reach up with your arms. Bend your knees again, hands on your bottom. Inhale, come back up. And exhale here. Inhale, take your arms up, reach up, breastbone lifting. Exhale, bend your legs, chest onto your thighs, then straighten your legs as much as they straighten. Again, they might not go straight. Bend your knees again, hands on your bottom. Inhale, come up. And exhale. Last time, inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend your legs, chest onto your thighs, then straighten your legs as much as they straighten. Reach up with your arms. Bend your knees, hands on your bottom. Come back up. And exhale fully. Then take your arms by your sides again. Inhale again, rotate your arms. Then take your arms up. Then bend your legs, coming into a position called chair. So your tail is reaching back. You want to imagine you're trying to find a chair and it's somewhere behind you at the back of the mat. So reaching back with your tail, shoulders down, breastbone lifting. And again, breathe deeply. Spread your toes. You'll be more on the heels than on the front of the feet, but keep the whole of the foot grounded. Tail reaching back, breastbone lifting. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bend. Inhale, come to standing. Exhale, bend. Keep going. So in your own breath. Just working the legs, working the glutes, muscles that otherwise sit very static, not doing anything when you're sitting in a chair. And stay here again. We're going to come back to that position we were in before. So inhale here. Exhale, hands behind your back, clasp them together. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, chest onto your thighs, straightening your legs as much as they straighten. Reach up with your arms. Bend your knees, hands on your bottom. Inhale, come up. And exhale fully. And take your feet a little bit further apart. Soften your knees. And we do one of my absolute favourite positions. So we're going to have the arms by your sides. And we're going to swing. So just let your arms go floppy. And it should feel good. Just let the arms swing, knees soft. And you'll feel that your body's going to a twist, as well as the arms and shoulders releasing Your body come into a gentle twist. And our bodies love to twist, but we don't do enough twists in our lives. We don't do enough twists or side bends or back bends, lots of forward bends, lots of slumping. It's just great to move your body in a different way. Move the spine in a fuller way. Also, this movement really gets the lymph flowing, so it's great for our immune system too. And sitting can be disastrous for our immune system as everything sits stagnant. Our lymph needs movement in order to flow. So just as you move, visualize everything flowing through your body. A sense of release and freedom of movement too. And come back to center. And let your arms just hang. And then we're going to step back into a warrior one. So step your right foot back and the heel in. And in a warrior one, the hips will naturally face slightly off to the right. Don't try and force them to face to the front, otherwise you'll just be twisting your back knee. So letting the hips turn out. Hands onto your hips. We're just going to do a bit of a stretch for the psoas, the muscle at the front of the hip here. So inhale, exhale, tip your pelvis back. Inhale, relax, forwards. Exhale, tip it back. Just a bit more of a stretch there. Inhale, forwards. Exhale, tip it back. So just a bit more of a stretch. Keep going. And this muscle here gets very tight when we spend a lot of time sitting. So just a few more times. And step forwards. And step the left leg back. So again, turn the heel in. Allow your hips just to comfortably turn off to the left a little bit. Hands on your hips. Again, inhale. Exhale, tip your pelvis back. Inhale, forwards. It's not a huge movement, it's really quite small. Exhale, tip your pelvis back. You'll feel that stretch in the front of the hip. Inhale, forwards, so releasing out of that stretch. Exhale, tip back. Inhale, forwards. Exhale, tip back. And again, a few more times. So just observing how that feels, that stretch in the front of the hip. And step forwards. Then we're going to step back into a lunge. So a big step back, as big as is comfortable for you. So this time, rather than turning the heel in and down, the heel is reaching back. So actively reach back with the heel. And again, you'll feel a lovely stretch here in the front of that hip. Then we're going to do a shoulder stretch here too. So take your right arm in front, left arm underneath. Wrap your arms around themselves. And if you don't feel very balanced here, you could always do this just standing. So reach up with your arms. And lift your breastbone. Find a point of focus to gaze at here. Keep reaching back with your right heel. So feel that lovely stretch in the front of the hip as you reach back with your heel. You'll feel your legs working. And then release. Take your right hand down behind your back. And the left hand can come to rest on the elbow. Just encourage that hand to head down. You may feel you want to stay here with a hand on the elbow. Or you may be able to take your left hand behind your back and up, catching hold of the fingers maybe. Reach up with your right elbow. And lift your breastbone. So again, counterposing that slump that we tend to do when we're sitting at a desk. Reach back with the right heel. So again, you're still getting that lovely stretch in the front of your right hip. Lift your breastbone. Make sure your neck feels happy though. Make sure you're still breathing. Sounds such an obvious thing to say, but it's very easy to hold our breaths. And come out of it. And then take your right hand to the outside of your left thigh, left hand behind your back, and come into a twist. And stay there and breathe. Long, deep breaths. Come back to center and step forwards. Wobble there. Shake your legs out. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So step back with your left foot. Again, reach actively back with the heel. So don't turn the heel in and down. Keep the heel behind the toes. Reaching back. So as big a step as you feel happy to be in. Then take your left arm up. Right arm underneath. Wrap your arms around themselves. So your hands might not be able to touch. They might be able to touch. But if you're very tight in the shoulders, they won't be able to touch. Reach up with your arms again. And lift your breastbone. Again, find a point of focus in front of you. Reach up with your arms. Reach back with your left heel. So again, feel that stretch in the front of the hip. Feel the stretch in the shoulders. A little bit of an upper back bend. Breathe. And then release. Take your left arm up. Hand down behind your back. Again, the right hand, just encourage that hand to head down your back. And then maybe take your right hand down and up. You might find you can reach the fingertips, otherwise just reach towards. Left elbow reaching up. And lift your breastbone. Keep reaching back with your left heel. And keep breathing. And release. Coming into the twist. So the left hand to the outside of the thigh, right hand behind your back, and turn to the right. And again, breathing deeply here. So the diaphragm gets a stretch here as well. And the diaphragm, when it gets very tight, really restricts the breath. And again, slumping really restricts the breath, so restricts the movement of the diaphragm. So it can be a vicious circle. Tightness, then we can't breathe so deeply, then we feel more stressed. So stretching out all these muscles will make us feel more relaxed, also more energized. Come back to center. And step forwards. And shake your legs out. Then we're going to do another one of my favourite things. So take your feet a little bit wider again. Soften your knees. Hands on your hips. And circle your hips. And it's a lovely balancing movement. And again, it's a great thing to do if you've been sitting. So even if you do none of the other exercises, this can be a really lovely movement if you've been sitting for a while, at a desk, in a car, on the sofa. So just observing, you'll feel all the muscles around the pelvis working, including your tummy muscles. And take the circle in the other direction. And come back to center. Feet back to hip distance apart. We're going to finish off with something that really is great. If you've been sitting at a desk doing lots of work on a keyboard, we tend to shorten in the upper wrist, and it can lead to carpal tunnel, pain in the wrist. But also just it's a repetitive movement, and it's great to do the opposite. So if you take your arms in front of you, if I come sideways again so you can see me, fingers in. Don't have to, but it seems a bit silly with the palms open. So fingers in, and raise your fists. So the arms stay still, it's just the fist. And back to neutral. Raise your fist. And to neutral. Raise the fist. And keep going. So you'll just feel how you're stretching the back of the wrist and you're strengthening muscles in the forearm. So it's the complete opposite of when we're shortening, tightening here, and that's getting stretched. Just a few more times. And it's not a bad thing to do this every now and then if you've been in a position of shortness there. So don't wait until you feel pain to ease out and relax. I hope you enjoyed that. Please do subscribe to my videos if you enjoy them. It really helps me to make more for free. Thank you.